The envelope was yellowed, brittle, and addressed to me. I didn't recognize the name, yet the handwriting made my gut tighten. Inside, a single telegram, stamped 1942, listed coordinates, and the words, "She waits beneath the soil you'll never find." I live in a rust-stained house at the edge of Meridian, Ohio. The neon of the diner across the street flickers at night, like it can't decide if it's alive or dead. From my porch, the train horn pierces the dark like a warning. Coffee smells like burnt regrets. My routine is simple: check the mailbox, water the garden, walk the dog, ignore the shadows that linger a second too long behind the oaks. And that day, routine cracked. The telegram wasn't just old, it was deliberate. Someone had held onto it for decades. The coordinates led to an abandoned farm I'd driven past hundreds of times. The place had a reputation. Local kids dared each other to vanish inside the silo for 10 minutes. Locals whispered about missing pets, missing people, and a smell of damp earth that lingered even in July. When I arrived, the sky was bruised purple. The barn's door creaked open by itself. Shadows shifted unnaturally inside. I swore I heard whispers, half-remembered names, promises, laughter that didn't belong. My flashlight flickered. And for a moment, I felt eyes on me. Not human eyes. Something older, patient, and cruel. I started digging. Literally at first, I dug where the coordinates marked, half expecting nothing. Dirt gave way to a tin box. Inside, letters, photographs, a locket. Each item traced back to a woman named Eleanor Hawks, disappeared in 1942, never reported, never found. Her family was long gone, but the trail didn't stop. City archives, old phone books, newspaper clippings. Eleanor's life was a patchwork of lies stitched by someone who wanted her erased. I traced a network, neighbors, shopkeepers, and even a retired postman who swore he delivered mail Eleanor never received. Each account contradicted the last. And each dead end felt deliberate. Someone didn't want this story told. Late nights, my phone glitched. Voices caught on voicemail, but when I called back, silence. My computer cursor moved alone. Emails arrived from unknown addresses, dated decades before email existed. The deeper I dug, the more I realized the past wasn't just a memory. It was alive and watching. Then came Martin, my brother-in-law. I'd trusted him for years. Family is family, right? But his voice on the phone when I confronted him about the telegram was too calm. Too careful. "You shouldn't have opened that," he said, and for a second, I almost laughed. "Why, Martin? What are you hiding?" He hung up. Days later, I found a note in my mailbox. Some truths are buried for good reason. The handwriting was his, or at least, it mimicked him. The betrayal wasn't just familial. It was intimate. He knew. He'd known Eleanor. The coordinates led me to the old silo at midnight. Rain slicked earth, thunder rolling like a verdict. Inside, the shadows stretched like fingers. And then I saw her, Eleanor's face, preserved in a photograph nailed to the wall with other faces. Every missing person from that decade. And standing behind her images. Martin. Not older. Not frail. Younger, impossibly younger. He smiled, sinister, knowing, almost timeless. "Some debts never die," he whispered. I finished what was started in 42. It clicked. Eleanor hadn't disappeared. She had been marked, sacrificed to a secret society that promised power, wealth, protection. Martin wasn't complicit by accident. He was the heir, the last link to a pact older than him, older than me. And now, he'd been waiting for the right person, me, to stumble onto the trail. I ran. The barn trembled, wood groaning, as if the structure itself knew it had secrets I might survive to tell. I reported nothing. The police couldn't, and wouldn't, believe me. The digital anomalies, the decades-old letters, Martin's impossible youth, it sounded like a story drunk men tell at bars. But I keep the telegram. I keep the coordinates. Every time I pass the diner, I smell that damp earth from the silo. Every train horn reminds me of Eleanor. And I think about the choices we make when confronted with evil, confront it, or let it fester. I am older now. Wiser, maybe. And haunted, not just by what I've seen, but by what I didn't do. Tonight, the wind shifts. The mailbox rattles. And I wonder how many other envelopes wait, unopened, holding the names of the forgotten, the coordinates to the graves no one dares dig.